Developing a data-driven culture has become essential for nonprofit organizations operating in increasingly information-rich environments. The ability to interpret data and translate it into action now directly shapes operational effectiveness, program quality, and long-term social impact. In this context, analytics is not an isolated technical function. It becomes part of organizational identity and daily practice. A data-driven culture extends beyond the adoption of tools or software. It reflects a deeper integration of evidence-based thinking into institutional values, decision-making routines, and strategic planning. When analytics is embedded within organizational processes, staff at all levels are empowered to make informed choices grounded in reliable information rather than intuition alone. Central to this transformation is data literacy. Data literacy refers to the capacity of staff to understand different types of data, interpret statistical outputs, and apply analytical insights in operational and strategic contexts. Without this foundation, even the most sophisticated analytical systems remain underutilized. Building literacy requires structured training, ongoing learning opportunities, and practical engagement with real organizational datasets. At more advanced levels, organizations benefit from developing competencies in predictive analytics, machine learning, and data visualization. Training in these areas enables nonprofits to move beyond descriptive reporting toward anticipatory and adaptive strategies. User-friendly analytical tools and accessible software platforms further support this transition, reducing barriers to engagement and encouraging experimentation. Leadership commitment plays a decisive role in embedding analytics into organizational culture. When senior leaders integrate data into resource allocation decisions, program evaluation, and long-term strategy, they signal that analytics is central rather than peripheral. Leadership also shapes the narrative around data use. Publicly recognizing successes achieved through evidence-informed decisions reinforces institutional buy-in and normalizes analytical practice. Peer learning and mentorship structures further strengthen this ecosystem. Collaboration and knowledge sharing allow experienced staff to support colleagues who are developing analytical skills. Mentorship accelerates competence and reinforces best practices. Over time, this collective learning environment transforms analytics from a specialized function into a shared organizational capability. Practical applications demonstrate the tangible effects of cultivating such a culture. Staff who receive structured data literacy training design more targeted program interventions based on measurable evidence. Mentorship programs provide hands-on experience with analytical tools, accelerating adoption and increasing confidence. Leadership recognition of data-informed achievements sustains momentum and reinforces the strategic value of analytics. Despite its benefits, building a data-driven culture presents challenges. Initial staff proficiency may be uneven. Financial and infrastructural constraints may limit access to advanced tools. There is also a risk that analytics is perceived as an additional administrative burden rather than an enabler of mission effectiveness. Addressing these challenges requires phased training initiatives, visible leadership advocacy, and continuous evaluation of analytical practices. Importantly, cultural transformation cannot be imposed solely through policy. It requires inclusive participation across departments and hierarchical levels. When data use becomes normalized across the organization, evidence-based decision-making shifts from being episodic to becoming routine. Continuous feedback loops ensure that analytical practices remain responsive to evolving community needs and stakeholder expectations. Ultimately, cultivating a data-driven culture enhances the capacity of nonprofit organizations to translate information into strategic action. Integrating data literacy, advanced analytical competencies, mentorship, and leadership engagement ensures that analytics becomes embedded in institutional routines. Regular evaluation sustains relevance and adaptability. When approached holistically, a data-driven culture strengthens transparency, reinforces accountability, and improves operational efficiency. More importantly, it enables nonprofits to align evidence with mission, transforming information into meaningful and measurable social impact.